Indian burials tell us one of the oldest books in the world. There are four Vedas: Rig Veda, Samveda, Yajurveda, and Atharvaveda, with Rig Veda being the oldest and composed about 3500 years ago. The Rig Veda comprises of more than 1,000 hymns, which are called Sukta, meaning well said. These hymns are written in praise of various gods and goddesses, with Agni, the god of fire, Indra, a warrior god, and Soma, a plant from which a special drink was prepared, being the important ones. These hymns were composed by sages and taught by priests to students with great care. Men composed, learnt, and taught most of the hymns, but a few were composed by women as well. The Rig Veda is written in Old Vedic Sanskrit and other languages. Indo-European is a name given to a family of languages of which Sanskrit is a part. Languages like Assamese, Gujarati, Hindi, Kashmiri, and many European languages like English, French, German, Greek, Italian, and Spanish belong to this family. They have words in common and are hence called a family. For example, the word matra in Sanskrit, ma in Hindi, and mother in English seem to be similar. Some other languages spoken in the subcontinent belong to different families. For example, languages spoken in the northeast belong to Tibeto-Burman family. Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, and Malayalam belong to the Dravidian family. Languages spoken in Jharkhand and central India belong to the Austro-Asiatic family. How historians study Rig Veda. Historians, like archaeologists, study the past by examining written sources in addition to material remains. The Rig Veda is one such written source that the historians examine. Here is an example of a dialogue found in Rig Veda between a sage named Vishwamitra and two rivers, Bias and Satluj, that were worshipped as goddesses. Vishwamitra: O rivers, come down from the mountains like two swift horses, like two shining cows that lick their calves. You move like chariots to the sea through the power of Indra. You are full of water and wish to unite with one another. The rivers: we, who are full of water, move along the path the gods have made for us. Once we start flowing, we cannot be stopped. Why do you pray to us, O sage? Vishwamitra: O sisters, please listen to me. The singer who has come from a distance with his chariots and carts, let your waters not rise above our axles, so that we can cross safely. The rivers: we will listen to your prayers so that you can cross safely. Historians deduced that this hymn was composed in the area where these rivers flow, and that the sage lived in a society where horses and cows were valued animals, as the rivers were compared to them. Rivers like Indus, Saraswati, Ganga, and Yamuna are also named in other hymns. Cattle, horses, and chariots. The Rig Veda has many prayers for cattle, children, and horses. Battles were fought for cattle, land, and water. Wealth that was obtained was distributed among people and used for performance of yajnas or sacrifices. Sacrifices were performed by offering ghee, grain, and animals which were meant for gods and goddesses into the fire. People met and discussed matters of war in assemblies. Words to describe people. People are described in the terms of work they do, the language they speak, the place they belong to, and their cultural practices. The priests, who were also called Brahmins, performed various rituals while Rajas is a name given to another group of people. Jana and Vish are two words used to describe the people or a community as a whole. The Aryas were people who composed hymns, and Dasas and Dasis was a name given to slaves.